Welcome, everybody, to Wednesday Weigh-In Show. Jason Schultz here with Dan Mayer, one of the best in the business. Dan will be on the mic at 300 Raceway this Friday night and Saturday night in Farley, Iowa. 6:30 start time Friday night, 6 o'clock start time Saturday night. Hey, Dan, the first thing RJ said to me Monday night on the podcast was, we'll have this done in 3.5 hours. Well, I don't know if he saw all the hooks that we got coming, buddy.
I was going to say, I think they set a record here for hooks this year. This is pretty amazing, really.
Yeah, what we were doing Let's Grow polling, and RJ was on there. And again, we're going to do this every Wednesday night, fans, at 6 o'clock Central, 7 p.m. Eastern, leading up to any Grand Nationals. That full poll.live will be at every Grand National. But we're going to do this weigh-in show. I think it's exciting, Dan, for the fans to get to see who's coming. The pollers know the polling order, but because typically all the associations, Friday, you go up, you take a picture of the screening up on the trailer, and all the announcers are doing it and stuff like that. So it's super excited. So.
I find it very helpful as an announcer. I mean, yeah. I know who's going to be there. You know, I mean, you know how it is. You're, half the time, okay, the pre-commits will be there and who else, so that this works out great. I like it.
And I don't quite understand all the Grand National Select stuff yet and this and that, but this lineup is stacked. I thought Benson had a bunch of hooks, and it did, Dan.
Yes.
It was great to see you and Miles out of North Carolina last week, and I'll see you again here in Farley at the Raceway. But I think Simon's at a draw. The Simon name alone, I think people want to come to Farley. That track is known as one of the best, without a doubt. Jim Miller's already there. He's on site. He's getting it built up. And this is the one where everybody says, bring your horsepower, and we're going to find out what it's all about. How many years have you been involved with Farley announcing, Dan?
I've been there every one of the 300 Nationals. So I think 2020 was the first year started out, and actually – I think first year because of the whole COVID deal, I think we were the Hillsborough date, I think, for that first year because of with the COVID and everything. But then in the 2021, it settled into its normal June date then.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
And again, fans, we're going to do this every Wednesday night at 6 o'clock when we have a Grand National this coming weekend. And you can get the live stream for $39.99 a month. It's really simple, or you can just buy $25 a session. And we'll cover all that. Again, Dan will be on the mic. We'll hear some of Dan we'll have some house sound as well as I'll be on the microphone with Darren Hartwell, and Chuck Hobbs will be our trackside announcer, trying to bring you all the angles at fullpoll.live this Friday night and Saturday night from Farley. So, Dan, unless you got something else to say, and we're live on Facebook right now, we're live on YouTube right now, and don't forget, fans, in 53 minutes, the No Practice Podcast, Chase Richardson, Adam Kester, Tyler Slaw, the three mini rod trio, like what is it, Larry Curley and Mo, or whatever I think I call them. No, they do an amazing job. Kester and Tobin, 1 and 2, and Benson.
That's going to be interesting. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Adam's finally got a little bit of leverage here to work on the guys, so that ought to be good.
Maybe Chase will have to eat a hot chip again or something like that. Maybe Tyler will have to cut his hair. But Kent Payne is their guest tonight. Grand National Diesel Superstock champion, came down to Benson, did not overpower that track. We all know, I can tell you I know for a fact that an Alki Super has at least 1,000 horsepower more than a diesel super. And I'm talking the top diesel supers. Kent Payne is easily a top diesel super. So for him to tie into those, it's not always about horsepower. And Benson showed us, it got kind of windy Saturday night, Dan. The track dried out, and he did an awesome job of driving, and he let out of it. And I mentioned it on the live stream, and Sandy was texting me, Dan, saying, his RPMs were too high, and his Corsa data logger was going, stop.
Yeah, and I don't know what it is about that track, but, I mean, we saw a couple years ago, we saw Colin Ross beat the Elkies down there. So, that was, pretty cool to see the second one do it, and, that, like I say, that track can be, like you say, it can go either way. And, it really, for the weekend, I thought it was, pretty consistent, really, for all the pullers.
Yeah, I talked to Chad Mackey, the track builder. They put 30,000 gallons of water into that Thursday night. And they were happy with it, but the wind kind of picked up on them on Saturday night, and then that top he said
out. The top. Yep. Same thing. Yeah, he said the top dried out on him, but like you say, it was fair for everybody. So
exactly. And another, we posted on the Full Poll Facebook page. One of the Facebook admins posted a question. They said, "What was your biggest takeaway from Benson?" I think Tim Kaine went in his first Grand National, was really popular since 2019. RJ won with his dad's truck, and you said. You had texted RJ that he hadn't won in 41 years of Grand National Hook with that 4x4.
Yeah, Bowling Green, 1983 was the last year Roger won with that truck. And that was pretty impressive. My biggest takeaway from Benson had to be the light super stock class.
Awesome.
I thought they put on, I mean, was it Friday night that Logan was telling me 37 miles an hour, the fastest he's ever gone down the track, with the light supers, and they were all right there both nights. So that was, they put on a great show. I thought they were, I mean, really for years of, having this or having that, and everybody's kind of been like, but I thought they, everybody showed up and put on a great show, I thought.
Yeah, I think we had 15 of them at least.
15, yep.
Trying to double check my math in my brain. But yeah, so Spiegelberg won Friday night. He's a defending Grand National champion, I think, or maybe 2 years ago. And then Whitworth went 1-2 Saturday night with
Spiegelberg. Now Spiegelberg won the year before both hooks, so he had 3 in a row going into Saturday night. And Whitworth was leading the class, remember? Yep. And last took in the class was Spiegelberg. So it was really, but he dodged a big one there. That was very impressive. That was, you'll say you can't ask for better competition. I mean, they put on a really good show.
And what a way to start the Grand National season. What a way to launch. Yeah. What a way to launch FullPole.live. We went free on Friday night, had a bunch of people watching, had great subscriptions come back on Saturday night. And we're really excited to get rolling here. We're going to go Hutch. We're going to go Farley this weekend, then Hutch, and then Toma. So 3 action-packed weekends. Everybody, a lot of trailers stay up here in the Midwest. I know you've talked about that. A lot of vehicles, a lot of toters will stay at Farley. Everybody will think that RJ bought 30 or 40 more toters here, but they're just hanging out.
Who knows? He might.
He said he was going to buy 2 more mods so he could he said he has 18 mods connected, and I texted you during the Let's Grow Polling podcast, and you said that 21 you thought was the record in Bowling Green.
It's official. Well, no, it's not a record, but I mean that was the last time. I think you said something about when was the last time they had 20 mods.
Yeah. Okay.
That was because I mean records, back in the late 70s, early 80s, they had up in the 50s, 60s. So I mean,
Somebody asked me the other night if you actually take down notes, and you said no, it's all right here.
So. Well, I have notes, but I mean a lot of it's just certain things you remember, and pullers that you see, and you always gotta. I mean, somebody had asked me, how long does it take to get ready for like say this weekend, and it takes at least a couple days to get ready, for a Grand National pull, and then tomorrow night I got the pull for Cole McKinnon up in Pleasant Hill on my way up to Farley. I'm doing that pull tomorrow night. So nice. ITPA, there you go. You're just kind of, got to put some notes together for them guys. And so that makes it interesting, but it'll be fun.
It's amazing how you keep it all straight. So again, welcome everybody to the weigh-in show. Dan Mayer will be on the mic in Farley, Iowa this Friday and Saturday. Dan, your website's pollingreference.com, right?
Yeah, it's coming back. It's taken a hiatus here as I've got a new guy rebuilding it for me, and I'm hoping to have it up here by midsummer. So that's the plan. Okay. So that's
Chuck Hobbs wants to know, what is Dan's favorite class? Do you have a favorite class, or do you not like to say that as the announcer guy?
No, actually, I mean, I go back to, the first pulls that I ever saw, and, I'm a noise guy. So I like, modifieds are my favorite. I like the 2-wheelers, those are my 2 favorite classes I like. And, probably a lot of people, but that's what I grew up, I grew up on indoor pulling before I actually saw an outdoor pull. So, that was kind of the way, got introduced to it. And actually, my first few pulls indoors is when they said, hey, you got to go see Make and Bacon outside with 5. And, so that's how I like all the classes really, but my favorites are modifieds, and the 2-wheelers are. And you talk 2-wheelers, boy, do we got a bunch this weekend. Wow.
I'm gonna let you read that list.
That's
wow. It's a bunch. So without further ado, RJ Simon is done in the makeup room. So our backstage producer, please bring on our promoter. Oh, you look as good as you can look, Simon. You look as good as you can look, buddy. So how are we feeling about Farley, RJ? You pumped?
Oh, yeah, we're excited. We're working our tail off today, that's for sure. We got Jim Miller, as you said, rolled in here last night. And Marvin's actually here as well, NTPA tech official. He's here, and they worked hard today, got the track opened up. We had some beautiful sun and nice.
I'm gonna. That was that's not. I just want everybody to know that's not my fault or fullpull.lives. Okay, I want to throw that out there. Donnie Woods is checking in. He's ready for the weekend. Full Pull Live. I know he watched last week as well. Once we get RJ back on, we'll bring him on there. There he is.
Sorry
RJ
about that.
back.
Unfortunately, my phone's ringing nonstop right now. So
imagine that.
Apologize.
That. No, it's all good. Wesley Foster says Dan has good taste. What
anybody there
for picking two wheelers? I can hear you, RJ.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you. You're good, Simon. We can hear you, buddy. So,
am I back
RJ.
Here? Can you?
Yeah.
You're froze up, man. And
no, you're back.
Jason, can you see?
We got
me?
you.
Yep.
We got you. You're good, my man. You're good. Hey, OJ, pull RJ down. Yeah, RJ, we can see you. And then you talk to him backstage. I think he probably just needs to log out and log back in, OJ. So, all right. So without further ado, Dan, should we get this party started? Because we got to get done before the No Practice podcast.
Absolutely. Yeah, I got to get back to work.
Yeah, there. So here we go. So whatever one you're going to put up, you go first, Dan, because you're the man. So whatever's graphic. Again, we're releasing the lineups for session 1. If you want to see session 2, you head over to fullpull.live. But we're going to do session 1 live. And if you want to see session 2, just head over to fullpull.live. RJ, are you back, my man?
Yeah, unfortunately, my phone's ringing off the hook. And I guess when you get a phone call, it just cuts out on you, huh?
Nope. But I mean, we got to see you tonight. I mean, that's all that matters to me, RJ. It's all good. So.
You're full of it tonight. If you're gonna kiss my ass all weekend, just let me know.
I am full transparency. I am kissing your ass all weekend, RJ. So this is your weekend to have your ass kissed, RJ. I'm not gonna lie. So, but anyway, Jim showed up here yesterday, and until today we've been working hard on that track. Got it opened up. Sun shined all day. Nice breeze. Hey, RJ, real quick, are you on Wi-Fi?
I don't think so. You want it on Wi-Fi?
Go on Wi-Fi. Put your phone on airplane mode, and then it won't ring in anymore. It'll go to voicemail. Make sure you're on Wi-Fi. That way we don't lose you anymore. So.
Well, no.
So he'll do that real quick, and he'll come back. That's a trick I learned, Dan, over the years.
I did too. I learned that for having the national anthem on your phone.
Yeah.
And then if somebody either text you or message you, it'll knock it off. And I've had that happen. So yeah, I did learn that trick. Yes.
Yeah, I was doing the national anthem over my phone once, and we heard my phone ring over the loudspeaker during the national anthem. So.
Yep.
All right, back to you, RJ.
Is this better? We're flying on the airplane now, folks.
Yep, and nobody will now. When somebody calls, it goes straight to voicemail. So take over, boss.
All right, yeah. So track's looking great. Wow, we're a little nervous this morning. I can't lie to you. We got some rain last night, and Jim was awful nervous. At around noon or so, he was wondering what we're going to do. It's wet, and I was actually just out there in a Packer, and we got an 850 dozer sitting on it, and we pushed it around, and it's looking great. I'm not as far as though we won't have to put a lot of water in it this week. Let's put it that way. It's already down in the subsoil and everything. It's looking good. Yeah, we're pretty excited about it. Track's looking great. I'm really excited about everything up top for all you fans. I mean, we're putting all new blacktop in. They've been pouring that all week, laying it, paving it, and it's impressive. I mean, I did one video last night, and I was just going to do another one. Here a little bit ago. Well, then I got busy running a Packer, and we were getting it done. And then I looked at the clock, and I'm like, and OJ texted me, and I said, "Oh boy, I better get to my office because I know how mean OJ gets."
Yep, he's from Missouri. You know how those Missourians are, RJ. So
isn't it Missouri?
Missouri, yes, sir.
Missouri.
It's because of humidity. So
now, RJ, you at your pole there, you've got that. Now you talking about the putting down the asphalt. Now that's where fans can bring along seating. You know how they sit down below there? Is that area? Okay.
Yeah, they'll be able to go down there. The only thing I can say about that kind of started, I didn't really have a plan for that seating to start like that, Dan. There's just people started doing it, and it did. The only thing I can tell you, if you bring a chair and sit down there, don't complain about the noise, because I still need to have not the vehicle noise. The speakers are right there, and I still need to have them loud enough so the fans in the stands can hear it. So I get a lot of complaints like, oh, it's too loud. And then I get people in the stands, oh, it's too quiet. And Dan remembers that. And it's like, it seems like we're always adjusting the volume. And it's like, well, I can't do anything about it. I'm sorry. I'm going to have,
your best option is sit in the grandstand.
Exactly. There's not a bad seat in that house. I mean, let's face it. If you sit in a bad spot, I don't know what you did wrong, because you must be sitting backwards, maybe.
You're not in Farley, Iowa at the racetrack if you're headed back.
There's
there's no obstructions, there's no poles, no nothing. It's legit.
No, there's a fence there, but I mean that's just a catch fence for the races. But if you can see through that, it's just chicken wire, and it's just a great everywhere is a great seat. Let's put it that way. And just super excited about it. All that new asphalt, it'll be around the beer stand and everything. And there used to be a hillside of grass that took up a very good chunk of that seating area that Dan was just saying there. And it was kind of a seating / standing area. It kind of turned into quote unquote beer garden area is what I'd call it, around that concession there. And so that's all paved now, and there's no more hillside of grass. There's a cement wall there that we poured. So, I mean, there's a lot more room. It's no longer grass and rock and whatever. It's all going to be paved. It's very sharp. I mean, right now it's looking very nice. And, redid the whole front of the grandstands, behind the grandstands, all what we call like the midway. And this year with us just doing it, it's going to affect a little bit on what we're going to put behind the midway. Like Bad Gear's coming with their trailer for health t-shirts. They're going to have to be won't be able to put trailers up on the midway this year because of the freshly, it's brand new. I mean, it just got done today. So we'll have just tents up there, and then there'll be some stuff right outside the main gate. So
makes sense.
Yeah, just to preserve it so it gets time to cure the right way. But be plenty good for everyone to walk. We redid the bathrooms, the upper bathrooms, made them better. We checked out the fryers and everything the other day. Made some pork tenderloins; those were spot on. So they were way too big, but hey, what the heck, I guess when a pork tenderloin's the size of your head, it ain't so bad either.
Hey, welcome to Iowa.
Exactly.
Well, we got 23 minutes left, RJ. I don't want to cut you off, but I want to really get through the session 1 lineups. So again, fans, if you want to see session 2, and OJ has graphics ready to put up on the screen, and we'll let Dan and I'll just take turns reading through them. And then RJ, if you want to say something about a certain puller, or you're excited about somebody coming, just interrupt us. It's no big deal. But again, No Practice podcast starts at 7 tonight. Kent Payne is the
Isn't this a little bit better podcast though, or deal than the No Practice? I mean,
I just checked the numbers, and if I could get everybody watching right now to share this to their personal timeline, I think we'll actually get more viewers on this because we have Dan Mayer than they will on the No Practice podcast. So
I don't think that's it. Absolutely. I think everybody wants to know who's going to be there. I think that's
this guy and the lineups. But this is super cool. Weigh-in Wednesday, every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern, live on Full Pull YouTube, Full Pull Facebook. So without further ado, drum roll. OJ, Dan, you take the first class.
Hey, what are we going to start with? What class? Because I know the order, what it's going to be.
Well, I don't know. OJ's our producer in the back room there. So
okay.
Oh, you actually know the class order too?
Well, I'm kind of the promoter here, so I got a little bit of a pull there.
Yeah, I thought you had to check with Brandon on everything. So,
I thought you had to check with Chase before you could speak too.
Here it goes. I knew that was coming, and I do. He's texting me right now saying, "Shut up and get this thing over with." So.
Yeah, we got the No Practice podcast. You're stealing all our views. We got 1.7 million viewers coming to watch our podcast, and you got 2 million of them.
All right, RJ. Actually, let's do it by class order. That's cool. You tell OJ what you want put up.
Let's start with the 2-wheel drives for session 1, if you could.
That's the first class.
That is going to be one of the first classes.
Love it. Dan, run, my man.
So there it is. 37 hooks in this class. To start off the Grand National season, this will be the first hook for the 2-wheel drives.
Defending Grand National champ,
Donnie Sullivan, and a winner there at Farley. He'll be coming out there, as well as Kerry Unger, Tyler Corsa, new ride for him. We got Jason Sullivan, Mason Theobald, Davey Skinner. There's a guy coming back to the Grand National circuit. Jacob Shepard. Of course, RJ's got, I believe, 4 trucks out here, 3 trucks.
Just three. And
Just 3. Well, Brandon's.
That's a mistype. Brandon's not driving. He's not.
That's what that's what I kind of thought. But Ethan Foster. Then we got Tom LaRue coming back out of Canada. Tony Fleming, Chase Richardson, Jesse Petro.
We're not sure though. Tom's going to get across the border, so let's not count him yet.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Let's see. Ray Fintak. We got Joey Frazier, David Hunt, Kelly Nichols, Kurt Timmerman, Nathan Faust, and then RJ will be driving the Simon Says Chevy.
Correct.
And then we've got, looks like Tim Beatty, Seaver Perry, Leanne Tormolian May, Tim Messer, Christy Seacrest. We got Wesley Foster, Bobby Barbie, Tom LaRue's second truck. Then we got Chad Haggerty, Marty Clock, Daryl Norman from Alabama with that old Packard, John Hunt, Alan Kane, RJ again with the Dodge, Russ Nichols, Jesse Petro, and then Chaz Fleming, our 37th hook. That's pretty amazing. That's incredible.
That's good stuff. That is good stuff.
So yeah, 37 two-wheelers to get us started.
RJ, don't be a promoter for a second. Just be a puller. First class of the night. Do you want an earlier hook, or would you prefer a later hook?
It's going to be starting at 6:30, and I'm hoping this class is over. It shouldn't be much into the dark, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the answer would be, but I would think usually later would be better, but I don't know. It's just tough to say right now.
Yep. No, I just wanted to pick your brain a little bit on that. So
yeah.
All right.
One good thing about that track is we saw that last year with the two-wheelers. Donnie Sullivan made a good run early in the class, and then Chaz Fleming came out at the end of the class. I mean, so it's very consistent. That's one thing about Jim Miller's track. It'll.
Yeah, he's going to do the best. And the same thing, Jake Shepard was first hook last year, and they kept it. And I think he finished 3rd or 4th on Friday night. Don't quote me.
Yeah, something like that.
He was right there. I mean, it was a good run, and I got a little stink for that I should have maybe reset that because he went like 320-ish.
He was out, because Donnie and Chaz were over 330, weren't they? I think they went out, but they weren't.
It was a good show,
But yeah, from top to bottom, it was, it was great.
All right, producer guy, what class do you want next, RJ?
He knows already, buddy.
I know, but I was setting it up, kiddo.
Oh, that's modified. Sorry, it was already up there. Sorry. Modified. Modifieds are up next. Yeah, pretty excited about that mod class.
Dan, your voice is beautiful. I'd like you to proceed if that's okay.
Yeah, well, we're going to have the turbines will be in Farley this weekend. We got Chris Lenerud, then Brandon Simon, Dylan Owens, Jeff Rose, Steve Bollinger will be with the Money Pit. We got Wayne Sullivan.
Hey, real quick, is that new one that everybody was all excited about with the?
No, that's the down at the bottom of the class, or that's the Top Gun.
So this will be the first place we see that one then. Top Gun's coming back.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Let's see. We got Dave Walsh returning to NTPA. Let's see here. Then we've got looks like Tommy Owens, Steve Bunnage, Joe Fintak will be there. Brett Berg. Let's see here. Brad Benedict, Bill Voorhees, Doug Christensen, Lane Bollinger. Lane Bollinger will have the Top Gun. That's the one that we were talking about. And then Bill Leischner and then Les Corporal. 17 mods here in Farley this weekend. That's going to be awesome.
So Les puts the third motor back on then, Dan, from running 2 out in Benson like we saw?
Yep, and like Wayne Sullivan, same situation. He'll put the top, the third one up on top, and there'll be a bunch of 3 and 4 motor tractors, and then we've got the couple turbines out as well. So that'll be pretty interesting. 17 mods. I mean, that's wow.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. I mean, the mod class is going to be something to watch, and I'm pretty excited. So next one's going to be my favorite class right now. That's the super semis.
So Chris Jeffries from New York, he's got 3 entries in this class. He'll start things off. He'll be followed by Lonnie Saylor, then Pat Island, Ryan DeBrew, the last year's Grand National champ, Chris Jeffries, Craig Braun, Chris Jeffries again with his third truck, Brian Elithorpe with his truck out of Vermont. Then RJ, you're driving, right?
Yeah. Brandon's trying to be a glory hog here and take off.
I was going to say he's on just about everything. The Tater Chip truck, Ben Gordon, and then Chris Schrader with the final truck in the class, the Crazy Kenworth. So yeah, 11 semis. I mean, that's impressive too. Usually the semis that way are usually got a lot of guys up from Minnesota way and stuff. So that's good to see them, start out the season like that. That ought to be good.
Absolutely.
Then the next track here is going to be the 4-wheel drives, not 2-wheel drives.
Yeah, so the Holman brothers going to kick things off here with the 4-play Chevrolet. Then we will go on into the let's see, we've got Jake Zering. Then we've got looks like the Kramers. That'll be Jake Kramer. Then we've got let's see here, getting a little tough to see here. Let's see.
Stacy Sullivan, but she's married now. I don't know how to say her last name. Is it
Hassey?
Stacy Hazy, maybe Hazy.
Hassey. Yep.
Yeah, I've never seen that one before. So
that'd be DJ's daughter that brought the Simon Says back to life. So that's their Chevy borrowed parts. So
okay. So Hazy is it then?
Hassey.
Okay, Hassey. Danny Johnson with the Desperado truck. Then we've got Tim Skelton, RJLB with the Simon Says Chevy, Jamie Bush, Thunderstruck, Mark Mangan, winner down in Benson, and last year's Grand National champ, Ben Ellis Jr. Then we've got Matt Davis with the Outrage, Bill Kramer, Larry Peterson, Tom Tremolian with Spellbound, Rob Foster driving the Foster Child again, Jimmy Moritz in Unleashed out of Pennsylvania. Let's see here. Ike Zering will be behind the wheel here of the bucket list. Then we got Tommy Corsa, his new truck. Mike Mankey from up Wisconsin way. Scott Phillips with the Yankee Blue. Ted Skelton with the Rock. Seth Davis. And backfeed Justin Partridge with Donkey. Anna Mangan will be behind the wheel of the Bounty Hunter. And I believe, is Mick Broughton, is he running? Or
Mick's on the scratch.
He is. Okay.
Scratch, and then also Tommy, number 19 there, his new truck is not done. He's actually here already. He just has the one 4-wheel drive and then the 2-wheel drive is all I brought.
Okay, so we'll have 24 then, 24 of the 4-wheel drives then.
Correct. Then we're going on to my brother's favorite class, or one of his, the Big Smoke Pro Stocks.
Womp womp.
Yeah, big class of Pro Stocks.
Awesome.
And there is one change there. I just got wind of via Snapchat from Shelton's. The 1206 is not going to make the call. So
okay, so the 1206 will be a scratch. So number 14 will be a scratch.
Correct.
Okay, so Grayson Shelton will start things off with the cutting down.
He got second or third, I think, out in Benson on Saturday night, didn't he?
Yes, he was in the top three, red top three on Saturday night last week.
Gambler, Chance McGrath, and then Shelton's. Yep.
And then Shelton was third, correct.
Okay.
Yep. Peter Norton, Money on Black, John Deere, he'll be up next. Then the big winner last week, Tim Kane, the Red Gambler. Then Jason Round with one of his, I think, 3 he's got in here, I think.
Yep.
Chance McGrath from Canada. Jason Round again with his second tractor. This one, the Industrial Force, the yellow one. Russ Yoder, Extra Butter.
That'd be good to see that tractor out, Dan.
Yep, absolutely. Class sponsor, the Yoder Popcorn Pro Stocks. Brandon Simon with the Loud and Heavy. Then we got Robbie Lemke. He didn't make it last week either. Good to see him out. The New Generation Plus. Then we got Rhett Parrish, another guy that did make the trip down to North Carolina with El Nino. Brent Meyer was our Friday night winner last week.
And your defending champ.
And defending Grand National champ, right? Let's see. We've got Mike Connie. Mickey Shorter coming up with the Buck Eater. That's kind of a
Hey, I'm going to interrupt you here, Dan.
Yeah.
And being you got through Mickey Shorter there, I want to stop you before you got to the next tractor. I just got word that Rob Russell is gonna make the call and do the driving of the workhorse. So
He is.
That's
Oh,
news.
very cool.
Just,
All right.
just got that message here sent over as we were talking. So
The legend returns behind the wheel
yeah,
workhorse.
I was a little disappointed. I thought for sure I was going to get to drive it after the awesome Pro Stock performance I gave down at Benson, but I guess it wasn't as great as he thought it was. But
Hey Dan,
Yeah.
He's got 12,000 acres left to plant, but he's going to come drive his tractor because he doesn't want RJ to drive it. So
Oh, there you
Ouch.
go.
coming from the guy that is afraid to get on his. Just
I'm not afraid. Just my dad's better, RJ. My dad's better.
Yeah, whatever. Just talk's cheap, buddy.
All right, Dan.
So Jason Round with his third tractor, the 8370R. Then we got Braden Schrammick with the Young Blood. Brandon Simon with the Loud and Heavy X. Julia Ray, last year's winner down there with Mac Daddy. And then Jack Mays with the Billet Binder. The
Nice
International.
class of
So
pro stocks,
looks
RJ.
like 19 pros.
If that doesn't pull him out of the woodwork, Simon, to fill those grandstands, let's do it.
I mean, I'm not sure what will. I mean, I really don't because it's
That's a
pretty-
Who's who? It's a who's who.
That's a Louisville pro stock class all at once. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's anyone's game. There's not a bad apple in that whole deal. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and we're pretty excited about it. Then the last but not least class for Friday night is going to be none other than the super farms. So I don't know how often these super farm guys know how to pull on their lights. So I don't know if these tractors have lights on them. Maybe they're going to be a little confused, I think.
Let's see. We've got looks like 21 entries in Super Farm, and looks like Dave Whalen's going to get things started with the My Last Excuse. Then we've got Tori Keefe, the Hooterville Hustler. Never seen that tractor before. Jason Benser with the Plastic Money. Then we've got Mike Wegner with the Power Up tractor out of Wisconsin. Dan Schulte with Binder Express. Steve Yagi with Holy Smokes. Wayne Lamore with the Fear the Deer tractor. Good to see him.
Yep.
We got, looks like Brooke Ferris, Absolutely Nuts. Andy Schulte with Red Resurrection. Ryan Anderson's, what
kind of name is that? Oh,
yeah,
that's
they got
the sponsor.
Must be a sponsor? Okay.
It is, yeah. Green Galvanized Stairs checking out. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I was going to say, what do they got green in there? But Tony Sietzma, he won here at Farley last year on Friday night. Wolverine Deer. Then we got Lee Butts, Press On. Jamie Morrow returning to Pro Stock.
That's a name I haven't seen,
Farm.
Dan, on a list in a while.
Yes, Deer. It's been a while for him. Yeah, Greg Fries, the Deer Tracks. That's the Grand National Champs. Let's see. We've got from Iowa, Joe Hildebrand and Walking Tall Tractor. Jeff Martin with the Hustler. Gary Shavink with New Attitude. Then we've got Dan Niemeyer with Red Rider. Brad Hart, Don't Ask. And then Stan Warda, Hammer and Hank. And then John Silsby will be our last hook, the Crop Doctor.
Wow.
I think it works out right around 130 hooks, I think, isn't I think that's what
we added up earlier.
Right around 130 or so when it's all said and done. But yeah, that's
so as a promoter, RJ, I love this because now your fans, if not that there's anything else big close to you, but if there's only going to be 80 vehicles there, dude, they see this on Wednesday, RJ. This should get them pumped up, or I want to go check this out both nights. I'm excited about this. You know, getting these lineups out earlier like this on Wednesday nights. This is fun. I think it's good for a promoter as well to really pound it. So,
yeah, no, I'm really excited about it, and I think it's cool. I mean, it's cool for me just to see who's coming. I know ahead of time. I guess I have a feeling of I'm pumped up as a promoter, even just like, hey, I know what's coming. I know all these competitors are coming, which makes me feel great just to know that I feel like stack fields on every class. I mean, there isn't a slouch in any of them classes. I mean, it's just going to be nonstop pulling action. Had a good chat with Marvin. I mean, he's pretty confident that 3 hours he'll have this thing knocked out in. So If he doesn't, he said the only thing that would slow him down would be the live stream would take too long. The live stream would tell him to hold on. That's what he said. I don't know. That's just what he said. He said production. I don't know. I'm just kidding, guys. That's a joke.
RJ, you might have to pull the Don Slama where you have to go down and stand down there with your watch and just kind of walk down every now and then to the start line and just kind of look at that watch and then
I got to wear a watch first, though.
Oh, well, you know.
So everybody, we got about 4 minutes left in the show because our producer also produces the Emmy Award-winning No Practice podcast that'll be on at 7 o'clock tonight. Their super guest is Kent Payne, the Diesel Super, of course, Super Rooster. Kent's coming on tonight on their show. And if you have any questions for RJ, please throw them into the chat. It's 300 Raceway. It's $25 to get in. 70 and older is free. And I think, is it 10 and under is free for kids, RJ? I forgot. I was going to look that up for you.
That sounds good. I think it's something like that. Sounds right. And then, that 12 and under is free. Yeah. See, look at the backstage. Our backstage producer guy is just amazing. I mean,
he's overpaid and underqualified.
The only way he'd be any better is if his name was CJ. So, not OJ.
Open pits. They got open pits there.
Yep.
And the maple syrup.
Yeah.
In the pits.
Yeah, we'll have some fresh dust control down. So, Chuck, I don't know what the capacity is for the spectators in the grandstands, but let's
9 million. 9 million.
Yeah, just same as Chase has watching his podcast tonight. So.
Yes, Zach.
Same classes both nights. Yes. Tentatively, how I like to do it, which is not like most promoters, is I usually flip-flop all my classes normally. The last class is first and the first class is last from Friday night. And I do that just because if a fan did come both nights and maybe he had to leave a little early, he might not have got to see the last class.
Semis normally, RJ.
That's a good idea. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Some like that, some don't. I think it's cool. So if that holds true, I'm not 100%, but if it holds true for Saturday night, semis being first, I think would be I don't know if it's ever been done. It'll be big.
That's awesome.
Now you flip flop the tracks too, RJ, or you gonna flip that, or you wait and see?
Wait and see, just see what kind of, I try to put if one track maybe is taking power a little more, holding the power, we try to keep the mods, the pros, the big tire powerful stuff on that track. It just seems like it works better. If we need to do some flip flopping, we can. And but yeah, we're putting a lot into this, folks. I mean, with all the prep we're doing up there on the grandstands and the track, and I mean, if you would have came around today, and if you'd have been a fly just hanging around everything today, I mean, we hauled more rock in here, and we're leveling all the pit area out. I mean, cutting grass, weed wet. I mean, I'm not exaggerating to say there's 100 people today working on just the event, I mean, Jason had just 20 people working up there in his backstage office, making sure everything's ready for the full live stuff. But right, Jason?
Yes, RJ. Whatever you say, RJ.
Yeah. So
great food. They got great food there. 20 minutes from all kinds of hotels.
Yeah. Dubuque is literally 15 minutes away. You got Dubuque there. Dubuque's a huge town. It really is. And Dubuque's actually kind of a cool deal. It's the oldest town in Iowa. It was, that's kind of neat. It's even older than Jason Schultz, which is hard to believe, but, and then, it's you got the Field of Dreams 6-7 miles away. Yeah. Come on, you speak it up. We can go longer. Why does the No Practice podcast have things going on to us?
Because he's my boss, and I gotta make him happy. So he thinks it's a number. He thinks it's the number one podcast in pulling. I gotta show him the Let's Grow pulling stats. But once we brought you on tonight, RJ, start talking about lineups, I think we have more viewers tonight. So
do we? I think it has to do with Dan personally.
It is. I would agree.
Because nobody wants to listen to you, Jason. Let's just face it. I mean, take the facts and we just get it.
My wife. You're right. Not even my wife likes to listen to me, RJ. You're right.
Yeah, well, That's for another show. And
Yep,
they
and
call
not
that.
tonight.
What do they call that? Oh, it's Jerry Springer. That's what they call that.
Oh, not only are you a puller, you're a comedian. A comedian.
Oh, yeah. I always looking for something going on, but yeah, no, we're really excited. If you can't come out, go to fullpulllive.com, guys, and watch this. They are doing a great job. Yeah, there's a few growing pains, but the future is bright. They're working really hard to make it better. And don't be afraid to let them know. Send them an email or a message. Try not to get on Facebook and be that guy.
You don't have to post on Facebook. Just send me a text.
Just try to. No, I mean, honestly, they want your feedback. I mean, I told Jason some ideas I want. You know, I had, and he went with it. And don't be afraid to do that. I mean, they're all learning and they're growing. But if you have a problem and you go around and tell 30 of your buddies about it, but don't tell Chase or the right people or Jason or OJ, it goes nowhere. So just tell them the truth. Hey, I did not appreciate how you did that or whatever, and they'll take it and they'll listen to you. I mean, but I think the future is very bright, and it's going to go a long ways, and they're trying hard. I mean, that's all I can say. I'm really excited about it. You know, Doug's working hard. You know, getting all these rigs around. You know, a lot of people don't know they're dragging the scoreboard around all year for NTPA so they get that 2 events for them, and it's all working out really good. And so go on the live stream, pay for that. I think it's $39.99 a month.
Yes, sir.
You know, and if you know, it's not a bad gig. If you can buy the subscription all year, you know, every month it'll just automatically, or at the end of June, if you don't want it no more, you can cancel your subscription too. So you know, you can watch what Toma, Hutch, and Farley, Toma, Hutch, and
go back and watch Benson again too. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, just for $39.99, if you don't want to go anymore, that's a bargain. You're getting some huge events for that. I mean, it's almost highway robbery. I mean, I think that, but
okay. On that note, we're going to cut RJ off and we're going to join him and Farley.
What? I mean, I just think
it's a deal.
I just think, I mean, OJ must work for free. That's all I can figure.
Yeah, he actually pays us. He actually pays us to be part of the team. Absolutely. So
yeah. Well, now, I heard that doesn't the beer money guys, don't they just get paid in beer? Isn't that how it works?
Yes, Busch Light.
Busch Light. Yeah.
I got a question for RJ.
Go ahead.
RJ, what do you think? Like this year, we're seeing the numbers are just huge. What do you? I mean, we haven't seen it like this in it's been a long time since we've seen numbers like this. I mean, committed to running. What do you? I mean, is it just everybody's just all of a sudden hungry to get out? I mean, why all of a sudden are we seeing the numbers like they are?
I think yes, a lot of people are hungry to get out, but I think more and more of the world, we all look at. You know, I hate to bring death into it, but you start looking, you start seeing more people around you that their health slips or someone close to you lose that. You know, you just wish you would have took the time. You know, a lot of us, that's what we think. You know, it's no different than Jason told me the other day off air. I hope I don't, he's letting his dad drive his tractor because he loves spending time with his dad, and you know he's doing that with his father, and his dad did a lot for him, and he's just repaying him for everything he's done. And that's kind of the thing. It's just the bond with your family. Maybe it's your father, maybe it's your and son, maybe it's a daughter and father. You know, it's just. I think that's what it is, a lot of it. And that's my biggest thing. Yeah. So, yeah, we're getting
the hard cut from our producer, hard cut. So,
yeah, I see it. Yeah. I mean, have Kent backstage confused, he says.
All right. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. We'll be here every Wednesday. RJ, we'll see you see you tomorrow. Dan, we'll see you Friday. It's going to be great. If you can't be in Farley, head over to fullpull.live. Have a great. Oh no! And session 2 is up at fullpull.live as well. All the lineups. OJ, hit it.
Ready for the greatest motorsport on earth? Introducing Full Pull Live, your front row seat to all the action, with exclusive trackside commentary, line driver interviews, and heart-pounding footage of all the raw horsepower action. An all-new stream like no other. Available anywhere and everywhere you are. Don't miss our next NTPA pull, the Farley Nationals, live from Iowa. Sign up at the brand new low price of $39.99 a month. Then buckle up for one heck of a season. An event that'll pull you in.